everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So it's 2023 and I know that it's been a while since I actually made a video and where I actually just made some content for YouTube. It's been a long time. I hope I still have subbies and I hope I still have supporters. But anyway guys, my name is Muki M. If you don't know, now you know. So basically I just wanted to do a short life update. Basically what's been happening in my life, why I've been so quiet, and that some people are questioning and asking themselves, how Lorna, and then lama video begawa poster, especially with the narcissistic mothers thing. Alright, so what's happened since the last time I posted on YouTube? I've since taken down my series, Daughters of Narcissistic Moms, and I did that because there was a lot of backlash towards Linto Benyenza, and I feel like most people were not ready to hear that, or were not ready to address that, especially hear my story. So I feel like when I decided to just stop recording the whole series, it was also because my dad passed away. Yep. So my dad was obviously 50 years old last year. He happened to just pass on. He didn't pass on of natural causes or sickness. Like, I always thought my dad was going to get into a car crash or become sick, and then pass on. Because even in you would always think, like dad is probably going to get a car accident or something because of he was always on the road. Sometimes he would drive while intoxicated, so I was always worried about that. I always thought that my dad would die of a car accident, but it actually happened that my dad was kidnapped and then he was murdered. And also his case hasn't been attended to by Abu Saichin or the surgeons, or that's what they call it in KZN, Empangeni. So Baba Mashona Empangeni, he was kidnapped and tortured by people for his things, for his assets. They took his car. He was actually building retirement. Even though he was 50, he was still young, but he was just fixing his things, building he had just copped another car to just get around with, especially it was a small bakkie to get around with and to be able to carry the building materials, So he was just literally, the old man was just starting to move into his old manhood. So what I'm saying is, my life has changed a lot since that has happened. I've just basically, I felt like being off of social media, being off of the whole YouTube thing. Suddenly also parenthood and parenting just became a much more sensitive topic, because when your parent dies, something in you, something changes within you. And I know that only the people who've lost a parent understand this, but it's a scary feeling. It's a feeling of the first time that's the feeling that you get when your parent dies. You're so I know I still have family, and but it's when one of the people that contributed into bringing you into this planet suddenly just they die, or they just go away. It hurts, and it's very scary, and it's not a nice feeling. So yeah, I'm just getting a bit emotional, guys. I'm sorry. Yeah, so basically that experience taught me a lot. I had to be strong. I'm the eldest of all my dad's kids, or so I think. And then I have my brother that comes after me, and the one that comes after my brother. So my brothers and I, because what you mean, Auntie Bam, they were so, I hope y'all watch this. It's just that I'm getting Washamakam, because in the internet there. Y'all know what you did. But anyway, my aunties were not even supportive when it came to preparing my dad's funeral. Trying to make sure that we were preparing for dad's things, and but also you can't really trust family. So throughout all these processes, and we're still in question, who fucking killed our dad? Why isn't this guy Seshi? Why isn't he doing anything? The detective, why isn't he saying anything? So it was a lot, guys. It was a very hard experience. And while I'm still describing what it feels like losing a parent, your parent, right? But besides your parent, they see your small body. So the most traumatic thing was my dad died, right? Obviously. And then I had my brother and I, it's part of the process. You have to go see their body. So it just Yo, that was the hardest thing I had to do in my young adulthood life. I had to go see my dad's dead body and identify him. And then it became more real that he's gone. I just felt my heart sink for a while. And I remember on our way to the morgue, I was sitting alone in a back seat, and then my sister feeling emotional. I just feel my dad's spirit. I remember when I was a child, I couldn't talk, but I could feel my dad. And then he would just come around the corner, like back when my mom and I, like, but I would just feel my dad and then I see that it's him and smile. But that certain moment when cleaning in the car by myself, and then we were just waiting to go inside, or to even we were driving to the morgue. I was driving to the morgue. I was sitting at the back, and then like I just felt my dad saying, "Hey, remember go to happy manje." I'm like, oh, he's like, yeah, but listen, like I legit had that convo with my dad. I know that it wasn't physical, but it was more spiritual and mental. And he was like, but listen, I don't want you to cry. You got this, okay? Like that's what he said. And then when I went to go see his body, like I was just so shattered, and I tried not to cry like he asked me, but it was just so hard. It was just so hard, but it's better that it happened that way, because I wouldn't have wanted to die before my dad. I wouldn't have wanted him to have a child and see that child grow and then bury that child. That's not right. So yeah, like I'm not the people that usually come up on here and cry. I'm usually the motherfucking clown on social media. I love to laugh. I don't like to do this. But because I'm in guys, I wanted to come and share my experience here, especially on my YouTube channel, because I've been quiet for a while and I want to come back to doing this shit because I really loved it. I enjoyed it. So what I'm just trying to say is it was a very painful experience, but also a very strengthening experience, and an experience that makes you grow. I remember one of my friends, Uhlumelo, actually said after my dad's funeral, he was there to support me. And he was like, you know what, Muki? Everything ends in life in lesson. And I hope you have found a way to lesson. Like this experience, every experience you go through is a lesson. This experience, my nigga, is too expensive for you to not learn anything from it. He said it's just too much of an expensive experience for me not to learn from it. So I basically learned a lot from that. I learned Uguti. Having children is important because shit would have went motherfucking left. He wouldn't have been buried where he was supposed to be buried. His things would be gallivanting all over KZN with his relatives who didn't even give a fuck. And your kids love you unconditionally, whether you wronged them or not. That's one thing I learned from my dad's death as well. Was Babam, as much as he would wrong us and not be there for us when we needed him, we could still feel his love for us, and that's what brought us together. My dad was, I feel like my dad was like someone of high status. He deserved a better funeral, but unluckily for us, so that I can give him a very dignified funeral, because I also knew that if it ever happened that he passed on and he didn't have his funeral covers and stuff, his family would not even give a shit, you know. And if it happened, like still, like the fact that the funeral came through, you know, the funeral came through, a lot of things came through, and we still managed to give him a very good funeral. I know when we laid him to rest, he was proud of us. He was just like, yo, my 3 kids held me down. If it wasn't for these motherfucking kids, man, I'm glad I had y'all. I know, like I could just feel he could say he was saying that. And we looked so nice, my brothers and I. We looked flat as hell. I wish I still had some pictures I could show you guys. But yeah. Anyway, we looked very nice for my dad's funeral. We gave him a very decent homegoing. I even told everyone when I said, because obviously who's gonna speak for the kids first? Firstborn! He used to call me Mafungas. So like I remember just crying about that, how I'm never gonna hear him say that to me again. Like I'm never gonna hear that voice again. I'm never gonna hear my dad saying Mafungas, you know. So it really hurts. It hurts that much. I'm not over it. I'm not over it. Like, if this happened when I was a little girl and I had a clue who these people were, I would katalia their asses. Katalia their asses all the way to Colombiana. I'm not even playing, bruh. But anyway, I don't want to talk much into the justice part because we all know how South African justice system fails all of us. We all know who did it. I'm a suspect we all corner all over motherfucking camera. But because the police are who the fuck they are, nothing is going to be done about it. And fuck you and your motherfucking president. I hope that somebody important watches this. Police, SAPS, fuck you and your motherfucking president. Fuck you. You ain't doing shit for this country. Fuck you. I'm still angry about my dad's death because none of you are doing shit about it. None of you are doing shit when people get raped, robbed, taken for shit. None of you do anything. So fuck you and your motherfucking president. I'm not gonna say his motherfucking name, that dumbass bitch. Moving on to the next. Anyway, so I was still saying the things that I've learned since my life updates since my dad passed on, or since last year, since I last uploaded, was dad passed on. I stayed away from social media, and I would love to go into it about me and my mom, but it's still very complicated. I thought that after my dad's funeral, because my mom actually pulled through. But she didn't come to the funeral, but she pulled through, talking to Babu Nganwami, being supportive, borrowing us parts, and me and her had a minor conversation in the car, and I thought that we were good, because then she said, you know what, baby, come sleep home on my dad's funeral. She's like, come sleep home, before you Mom gives me money, gives me a hug, we just talk, I open my heart to her. I'm like, finally, me and my mom, like, we're gonna be good, And it sadly, after that, it just didn't go that way. It didn't. When I started talking to her again a few months after my dad's funeral, yo, Mom, when can I pull up so we can talk about everything? She was just like, I'll hear from you. And I'm like, how? And it was that sentence straight up, point blank, I'll just hear from you. But I'm asking you, because in Funugus, and it's December right now, this is the only time of the year my job is going to give me this much days off without me having to take leave. So why don't you just say, when are you free? Come home, let's talk. My daughter, my firstborn. Because ngaphandle kwakho mphana bengingeke ngathi nekwadi ukuthi ngiyakwadi kudala. But no, I really love my parents. My dad's death made me realize how much I love my mom, how much I love my dad. But at the end of the day, loving someone who is toxic can either make or break you. Well, most of the time it breaks you and it makes you too. But I learned that it's okay. It's okay. Things are the way that they are, and I had to accept it. And I wasn't going to force myself into my mom's life or heart, because I've been doing that for my whole life, trying to get mom's love and validation, and trying to feel like I'm 25 years old in 2 days. I just feel like I've done that, and I've done it enough. And if my mommy wants to love me and wants to see me as her daughter, her beautiful firstborn daughter, or Saibambile, this life thing, she's holding it down, then I just feel like she would have said, you know what, baby, let's fix things. You're my only firstborn. I'll never have a firstborn ever again. You're my only firstborn, and then I have my other children too. But it's just like, my secondborn is my only secondborn, my thirdborn is my only thirdborn, you're my only firstborn. So let's talk about it. I don't want to lose my kids. But that never happened like that. And it breaks my heart most of the times, because I'm tired of my mom, guys. I really motherfucking love my mom, but I can't love her close because it hurts me. And I understand now her condition, her personality or her condition. I understand it, and it's sad. NPD is a real thing, and you only realize it if you grow up in that situation. You only understand it if you grow up in that situation, and you start realizing that this is not normal. This is not how I'm supposed to be growing up, or this is not how I'm supposed to be treated. So yeah, that's just basically how I felt about me and my mom's situation. But I still love her. But I have decided, though, is that I'm a grown woman, and I'm not gonna do this whole thing where I come on YouTube and I talk about how she used to abuse me. Because I think that as much as I'm raising awareness, and as much as I'm also venting and healing in my own way, most people are not receiving it well. And I don't think that the youth, or this part of the youth, is ready to hear that and deal with it. So yeah, and yeah, so since that's my life update, and what else? I don't like to talk about my employment or my education. It is what it is. I'm working, I'm studying, you already know, you know what I say? But yeah, I think that's it. And my love life, nothing interesting, nobody significant. It's still me, myself, and I. And this other dude, but Simbali, he doesn't count. We only. Yeah. So It's just been that. But I've been, hey, I forgot to say, now I also done got my own apartment. Life updates is like another life update. I have my own apartment now. I live in a beautiful building. I won't say where it is, but just know that I am in Johannesburg CBD and I am happy. I've gained weight too. That's another life update. Oh, yeah, want to see that bump shake? But yeah, that's another thing. I've gained weight as well, so I'm not planning on losing it. I actually love this. I'm just planning on maintaining it. And I want to get like, I want to get fit and tight, yeah guys, so that's basically my life update. And what else? Oh yeah, I've been journaling more, but I haven't journaled in a while, probably 2 weeks. But I've been journaling, and I've been, what I do want for myself right now is for my dad to sort of visit me in my dreams. Fuck, can you like fucking visit and say something like, baby girl, daddy proud of you, you see me here this ting one time, daddy proud of you, girl. That's just what I want to hear, yeah. But yeah, thank you so much everyone once again for watching. And pretty soon I will be showing you my small apartment. We will have an apartment tour, but just not right now. It looks a mess. And when I change my bedding back to pink, because right now I made it black. I wanted my room to look dark but still feminine. Yeah, but thank you so much everyone once again for watching, and I really do hope that you liked this. If you did like it, please like, subscribe, and do tap that notification button so you will be notified every time I post something. But overall, thank you so much everyone, and goodbye.